Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie On Deadly Ground. This one is about a man named Forrest Taft, who is a specialist in dealing with oil drill fires, and he works for the CEO of an oil company named Michael Jennings, who turns out Michael is a bad man. Jennings wants some of the ground that is surrounded by the native Alaskan Eskimos living there. And of course, they don't want to give it up because, of course, he wants to get more oil and get richer and everything like that. Because people who own or run an oil company are just generally pure evil. So Forrest is tricked into going to check on another incident that happens, but turns out he gets set up and he gets blown out of a building that explodes, and he is found by the natives and nursed back to health. And he goes on a spiritual journey, which is partially led by a woman named Manu's father. And when he passes a test, he is brought back. And unfortunately, Manu's father is taken out by some of Jennings' henchmen. And Forrest decides it's time to get revenge. It's a Steven Seagal movie. How do you expect him to get his revenge? He goes and just goes on a Steven Seagal style spree of taking out just about everybody who Jennings hires to try to get rid of him. Yeah, you pretty much know how it all ends, right? Yeah. So then Forrest winds up getting Jennings hung upside down over a barrel of oil. They talk back and forth. Forrest asks him something about how do you deal with a man with no conscience. And Jennings is dropped into the barrel of oil. And then Forrest goes to the Alaskan state capitol and starts talking about trying to save the environment. And the credits roll, we see some shots of Alaska, and then at one point there's Forrest and Manu in a boat. They both look up to see Manu's father as a bird flying overhead. And the rest of the movie is just shot of forests and stuff like that. Forests, not forest. The movie stars Steven Seagal, who also directed, Michael Caine, John C. McGinley, R. Lee Ermey, and Billy Bob Thornton. And the big question is, does On Deadly Ground really deserve to be put into a dumpster? Yes, definitely, because this movie is an extremely hypocritical film. One of the big reasons is because if it's supposed to be an environmental movie, why were there so many doggone explosions? The movie is overly violent too. Of course, again, it's a Steven Seagal movie. You can't expect anything less than that. It's just so ridiculous. And the movie that is supposed to be all about, we have to save the environment, we have to do this and this and this and this and this. And even Seagal's speech at the end of it was kind of ridiculous too. It seemed a little bit dumb. I wish I could count on one hand how many explosions were done in this movie, and even I believe the oil refinery at the end of it has a big explosion. And again, you're sitting there 1 minute talking about, we must save the planet, we must do everything we can. Well, that's not how he sounds, but it's kind of like, we must do what we can to save the planet because we only have one planet. I'm Steven Seagal. This was one of, I believe, 2 movies he had that went to the theaters, bombed horribly before every movie he did went to video and then on the DVD. This is an extremely crappy movie. It's really all around bad. And again, it's just your typical Steven Seagal movie. I mean, he stars in it, he directs it, And he basically just tried to show people that, if you're working for an oil company on anywhere, anywhere that basically people don't want you to work at, you're pure evil. And even at one point called Alaska a second or third world country, and it's like, no, Alaska's a state and it's part of the United States. Do your history and get it right, or your geography too. Do that too. But let's hope we don't see On Deadly Ground 2. In fact, it's been so long, I don't think we will. But there you guys have a review of On Deadly Ground. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this movie, whether you agree or disagree. And of course, if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. And if you got a movie you think belongs in the dumpster, maybe not an environmentally friendly dumpster, send it my way and I will get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.